Somebody tell me what time it is.
Wrong, it's 2 o'clock.
I thought it was 2 o'clock. It was 2 o'clock, yeah. 2:07 exactly.
So I know you guys can't see it here, but it looks like someone just took Tinkerbell's win. Because there is glitter everywhere.
I like it.
But it is 4.
It sounded like alcohol.
Alright, so, what do you want to talk about? Well, yeah, dog. What do you want to talk about? Structural engineering!
I like this guy.
World hunger. No hands.
World peace. Okay, so I guess we're going to do a question and answer, and we want to answer as many questions as possible, so we'll get right to it.
Right, so, hard question for you. What's your favorite episode? All of Kiss Up. Kiss Up to the teacher.
You can start the line in the middle, and we're going to work through as many questions, maybe one question per person, so everybody
Should
can
we
get a chance.
ourselves while they do that?
Yeah.
We're so egotistical.
You get it going. Go ahead, you start
I'm
it
Joe
off.
Johnson.
I'm David Yost.
I'm Jason David Frank.
And I'm Walter Jones.
It is good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, don't everybody rush up.
I know,
We're
you're done, come
just
on.
gonna keep going.
No, I'm just going to come to our table and ask the questions at the table.
What you got?
Come on, what's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Peter Shirley. I'm from New York.
Nice, what's your question?
Okay. What was your favorite moment throughout the entire series? Any of them that you did, where you like?
Any of them? Okay.
Out of the
Not
hundreds of
just
episodes.
yours.
Yeah. But which part of existence on Earth is your favorite part, specifically?
When I was born, when all the magic happened.
I think my favorite part is being here with you guys.
No, I think it was just probably my first day on set, because I was a Power Ranger. I mean, hello, I won the lotto. The show was a hit. These guys had made it a huge success. So the three of us, when we came on, it was such an honor to fill such huge shoes, and it was just amazing to be a part of something that was larger than life, you know? So for me, I would probably say first day on set. I got a TV show.
Narvy, she said huge shoes. What are your shoes?
How big?
My shoes?
Yeah.
I'm a size 11.
Oh yeah. I'm only a size 6.
Did you know my boots for like 3 seasons were size 9?
And
Remember the part where I said size 11? And they were size 9. Remember those ones that came up to here?
ow!
Yeah, so we'd have to squeeze on.
Low budget blues, man. Low budget.
That's why when you laughed, there was actually a crack. Is that? Because it hurt. All right, good question.
Thank you. Thanks, Peter.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank
New York.
My name is Ryan. I'm from Trumbull, Connecticut. So a couple months back, there was that like super dark fan film that came out, and I was wondering what was your opinions on that, because I know there were some pretty big opinions.
Well, David directed that, so David.
What do you think of it?
I think he wrote it too.
I did not, but my opinion was I am sort of on the fence about it. There were great parts about it, but there were also not so great parts about it. I love the production value. I thought the Black Ranger fight scene was amazeballs. I thought James Vanderbeek did a good job, but I think it was a little too dark for Power Rangers. I don't like all of us being shot. I don't think Power Rangers would die that way, really. And I don't know, it's just a little too dark for me.
Yeah. I need a little more extra cheese, right? Like, that's Power Rangers. But it was entertaining, right? I mean, all of you who for years you said you wanted a darker, grittier version, there you go. You had the evil cousin. So I enjoyed it. I was one of the 12 million that watched it a couple times.
Well, and I gotta say this. I mean, that's one of the things about Power Rangers that I think when you're looking at comic books, they keep morphing. No pun intended. We coined that term first. But they keep changing. They give people opportunities to sort of reflect their own anxieties and dreams on those things, right? And one of the criticisms about Power Rangers is sometimes it it never grew up with its audience. But at the same time, Power Rangers, like David said, has such a wonderful kind of, I don't want to say youthfulness, but innocence about it. It becomes a different thing. So it's really cool as its own thing. And I thought that had great production value. You know, as a Power Ranger story, you know, some of the little kids who still love Power Rangers, I think, should not watch it.
Yeah, I pretty much echo what they were saying. I thought it was very well done. It was, you know, I had problems seeing Zach do lines of cocaine. That's definitely not what I was doing. But it was well done, and that man, and like any other man or woman in this country, has the right to put up his opinion and kind of share his vision.
Can I interrupt real quick? If there's anybody behind us that could just bring me some paper towels so I can wipe the glitter off this table, because I have glitter all over my body. And it's going to be with me all day.
Oh yeah, look at this.
It's like all over.
It actually looks like there was like a gang fight with nothing but broken bottles. You look right across. It's like looking down Hollywood Boulevard.
What's your question, buddy?
What up, how you doing?
Good.
I just have one question. Do you guys have like any hidden talents or skills that not many people know about?
Oh yeah.
If we told you about them, it wouldn't be hidden.
It's not rated G extra cheese when it's not.
Sometimes when I get behind closed doors, you know, I got these things that I do that sometimes. Sure, I don't know about it. Oh, okay, you know, we just can't talk about this, alright?
Is that the Russian or is that the...
No, but that's like...
It's Russian.
No, this is... No, the Russian is a bit more like this.
Can you like speak Spanish or?
Sí, habla español. Necesito mucho más practicar con mi español.
For those of you who don't speak Spanish, Austin just said no.
You weren't supposed to tell everyone. So, I don't know. So what about your talents? There you have it. He is an expert glitter remover in his spare time. He's trained for years to have this on. Karen?
Yeah.
Good skill to have.
I don't know what skills I have. I was the jump rope champion in 2nd grade.
Oh.
Yeah. And I won the Michael Jackson moonwalk contest. So yeah, I did really.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having visuals.
I lost all my moves after the war.
What war was that?
So one in between the Megazord and...
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Great Cold Wars of the 1980s.
that one.
Wasn't that the Burger Wars?
Yeah. What on here? See that?
These two. And you know what?
Who's the bully now, David?
Thank you for your question.
Great question.
Thank you.
Los siento, pero no hablo español bien.
Yo puedo hablar español también.
They all speak Spanish.
Yeah.
You guys.
I learned all my Spanish.
We speak
Glen Rye.
Actually, we speak about 90 different languages. I've actually met people who looked at me and been like, "You're not a Red Ranger. I watched him on TV and you don't sound like him." That's because I don't speak French. I didn't know that.
Why so?
I'm just saying.
Hi, my name is John. I'm from Bristol, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I got a question for Austin. What was the biggest part of being a Red Ranger?
Well, the biggest part of being the Red Ranger is that basically you have to go out there and just show people that sometimes heroes really are not worth emulating. You need to show them that they're kind of flawed people, and they really are not the sort of person you want to become or have your daughter marry either.
Now you guys have met my emulation of you know, I think the Red Ranger, what I went through personally and on the TV show, was an immense growth. A lot of discovery, both personal and professional and spiritual. And so I think it was about finding my place amongst you with an amazing cast and putting my best foot forward and providing a leadership role that at 17, 18 wasn't easy for me. So I reached out to my parents, their roles, because they were my superheroes, and did my best to grow with you guys. So many of you weren't much younger than I was. So it was learning, confidence building, failures, and success.
Good question.
Good question.
How was the fighting scene between you and Tommy?
One question each, little.
It was pretty popular according to the ratings.
In Bristol, will they teach you how to count to one, young man?
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Hello, my name's Jake, and I'm from Oneida, New York.
Strong Island in the house here.
And my question is, what are your guys' favorite movies?
In our own, like, for real, in life?
Sure.
That's hard. God.
I have Terms of Endearment, Run Lola Run, and True Romance.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one. Go ahead.
I was thinking Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse.
Yeah. Big Top Pee-wee. Oh, Ernest Goes to Camp.
Yes.
That makes me cry every time.
Yeah. Old Yeller.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's a funny one.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid?
Yeah, Little Mermaid.
I like Scarface. I like The Godfather. I was an Al Pacino fan. Yeah, you know, like I like those like kind of gritty.
Fight Club was really good too.
Oh, Fight Club was good.
Dude,
Yeah.
I love just about like
And the
think of all those
Notebook.
great movies that came out in the 70s, like Dog Day Afternoon,
I
Deer
know.
Hunter, like
I wasn't born yet.
oh no.
I'm an 80s. I'm
David's currently 17 years old.
You know, I gotta go with like some of the old school ones that I grew up with, like Back to the Future. You know, Michael J. Fox, he was just cool as hell.
So cool.
And I wanted a DeLorean.
I
I'm not gonna lie. That was cool.
Yeah,
I
right?
think I gotta go with like Terminator. You know, I mean, now you couldn't pay me to watch it, but I love Rambo. It was just like at the time, I was like
Right.
13, I was like, Rambo! You know, Rocky.
We're movie buffs. We actually like to go to movies.
We love
a lot. So
Enter the Dragon.
We'll catch movies when we're on the
You know what movie, anytime it's on, I cannot turn off, is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I love that movie. I don't know why.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The Coen Brothers are always awesome.
Yeah. I cry every time I watch the Yost.
Somebody said, what about Power Rangers? I tell you what, when you make a movie, it'll probably be your least favorite one.
Like you were like, I was there, and it was like
I know what-
tired. And then we like shot nights, and then we shot days, and it was like we were in Australia, and I mean, it was a lot of hard work. But I watched it the other day. Actually, there was like a 20th anniversary screening that I went to, and I was actually entertained. Like I hadn't seen it in about 20 years, and I was dying inside on certain parts and wondering why, you know, I didn't make them put more mascara on me. But outside of that, it was pretty good. I forgot about the taking care of business, you know, get to the old, oh yeah. Aisha, you know, she was like, I gotta get it done.
Well, great question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Woo.
Guys, got a question for me?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I just want to hear you ask us questions all day long.
I'll be back.
My name's Tim. I'm from Norwich, Connecticut.
Yay, Connecticut.
Now, I've been juggling questions around in my head this entire day, so I think I finally found one I want to ask. What was it like to have such a positive influence on all of your fans, even after the show ended?
Honestly, it's like amazing. I don't know if there's a word bigger than amazing. I mean, it's so humbling to know that how personal it was to you guys. Like for us, we were all, you know, we wanted to be actors. We were living out our dream of being on a TV show and having this great opportunity. But when we hear the stories of how it changed your life and how we were truly, you know, role models to you, and so many of you have been inspired to do amazing things and become real role models in your life, it just blows us away. We even had anything to do with that. So for me, it's just, I love hearing the stories, and I'm always at a loss for words because there's just no feeling like that. You guys have definitely made me fall in love with something I did 20 years ago, and that's so awesome.
I'm guessing guessing when you said positive influence, you weren't referring to me.
You were funny.
We taught kids how to breathe things, burn things, and eviscerate people. Thank you very much. I'm not saying we're not standing up to people, okay? Everyone's all about bullying. Bullying is when you are on the in crowd make people feel like they're on the outside. Bully my foot. I'm the victim here.
Poor guy.
For those of you that didn't know you were coming to Psychology 101, welcome to class.
My mom says I'm beautiful, okay?
She lied.
Thank you very much, Connecticut. Get the heck out of here. Go back to Jersey. I didn't know that they say such terrible things in front of the children. Jersey, shouldn't say that.
Thank you so much.
Great question.
Great question.
Hi guys, I'm a longtime fan. My name is Miles. I'm from Massachusetts. Always been a huge fan. I love all the messages and all the shows. I was wondering, the fight scenes. Well, during your time shooting the episodes, did you have to learn martial arts on the set? Were they looking for people that were already really skilled in self-defense and like doing those moves?
My very first audition, I walked in and they said, "Who are you?" I was like, "Didn't you call me into the room just now?" And I introduced myself. I was like, "Do you know martial arts?" I was like, "Didn't I just come in to audition for a guy who's supposed to know martial arts?" I wasn't an actor, so I thought they were asking very stupid and repetitive questions. And very quickly they got down and dirty. They were like, "Great, so you know martial arts. Go ahead." Had they told me 25 plays were going to be coming in the room at me any minute, I probably would have done the show, but no, it didn't happen that way. They, very first audition, were like, "Great, you know martial arts, show us what you know." And I was like, "What do you want to see?" "Biggest things you can do," so jump, spin kicks, spinning back hooks, all of this stuff. And they were like, "Okay, great, here's your monologue, read that." I was like, "What the hell?" Okay. "I want to save the world." It's for real? "Did you read this? This can't be real," but it was. And so yeah, they didn't play around. And as the auditions went on, especially for my character, the fight scenes got really intense. Yamashita Tadashi was a world-class choreographer. He was a grandmaster at Waterloo, and he put me through the works. And I finally got his blessing, and he signed off on me for the leadership, for the fighting on the leadership side of the room. So it was intense for me.
So I remember that two-parter with Tommy being introduced to the Green Ranger and like being repulsive to manipulating him. And you have to fight Golda on your own without your Ranger powers. And no mere human is a match for Golda!
I think my character was the only one to fight unmorphed, and I never lost.
Hi, my name is John from Willimantic, Connecticut.
Hey, Joe.
And I had the pleasure of meeting Jason yesterday, which was like really fun. And I'm so happy you're all here because I work with all of you. I mean, seeing you guys kick butt, everything made me want to do martial arts. And I'm so happy you're all here. Like, I'm a little starstruck right now.
The word is verklempt.
So, what I wanted to ask was that you guys were on a primarily children's television show, and even though most of us are like adults now, I still loved it. But what are your thoughts on children's programming now? Is it better now than it was back then? Or is it better for kids? Or did you prefer stuff that was back then instead of now?
Yeah, you can answer that.
So I've got a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old right now, and a 15-week-old.
He's been busy.
Spent 4 years in the desert for the war. You'll be busy when you get home too. Anyway, I live. There's like 2000 porn music, not 1970s. Anyway, I guess they watch like Sophia and God, all of Umizoomi, and I go to sleep at night singing songs to TV shows. I'm not even sure which ones they are.
Are your kids into Thomas the Train?
Thomas the Train. There's another train series out there. There's
Trains are really big. Chuggington, you said?
Chuggington, yes. Who said that? Chuggington. There's another thing with a train that's got a dog. I can't even tell you. It's Miles from Tomorrow. It is. It's painful. So, is it better? Yeah. Is it better? As far as I'm concerned, our show is much better. But you know, it keeps the kids happy and they learn. You know, there's other languages. They speak Spanish in some of them. They speak Chinese in others of them. Dora the Explorer speaks like a couple different languages, I think, from time to time. So.
Well, I think Power Rangers actually was one of the first, not one of the first, but it came in the generation with their first experiment with multiculturalism.
I love that.
In the 90s. So you could make the argument that Dora the Explorer is jumping on the shoulders of Power Rangers because the Power Rangers embraced it. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, we were all friends. Yeah, you had like the jock, you had the smart guy, you had the sassy girl. Everybody was friends, and I thought that was like one of the things that we taught that really no one talked about, but definitely broke down barriers. I mean, kids shows today, I think they kind of ride the line, like the ones that I've been seeing, because I have 8-year-old nephews. Like, the jokes are almost made for sometimes adults, and I'm kind of like, they shouldn't be watching that. So, I mean, I don't know, I love how clean cut we were. I don't think anything's wrong with keeping kids as young as possible, and I think that's why it resonated and has been around for 20 plus years, because, I mean, honestly, they keep it clean, and it's just wholesome.
Well, kid shows these days have far too, most kid shows these days has far more nudity than they used to. Big Bird never wears clothes anymore. Got level pants. There's nudity everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, so I'm entertained by it, but I do feel like I think it loses the innocence that shows like ours have. And I think that's why it's funny, because we'll meet parents and they'll come up with their kids, and their kids are watching it on Netflix, and they know everything about Power Rangers, and they're like, I don't know, she found it, or he found it, and they love it. And I go, and I think that's why kids love the fact that, that there are lessons and friends, and we save the world, and I think it's just very identifiable.
Thank you. Good question.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming by.
Hi, I'm Wes. I'm from Watertown, Connecticut. I met most of you earlier. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Before I ask my question, I want to say, you were talking about Thomas the Tank Engine earlier. That got me thinking of something. My nephew is addicted to that show, but for his second birthday, which was last January, I got him the DVD season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But my question for you guys is, what would you say is like the funniest or like most embarrassing or just weirdest story you have like during a shoot or behind the scenes?
Sometimes I tell people I was on the show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Very embarrassing.
Sometimes he tells people he wears underwear too.
That's a lie. I don't wear any. I don't wear my own. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what she said.
Her underwear is more than forgetting. See, I'm talking about kids shows and film.
Well, Jason answered my question.
I don't know. We did a lot of episodes and we were kids, so there were a lot of embarrassing moments. There were a lot of, acting was new to all of us. And
I don't know if we have all that much time.
yeah, it's like so many things you could probably say. But we had fun, and we enjoyed, luckily we were able to be kids and still get a show done every day. Make the day, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Jacob. I'm from Meriden, Connecticut.
If you could make this question just for David, I know that David takes the last one.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, no, Dave.
No pressure.
It's for everyone, so I guess I can hear from everyone. I was curious how this experience differed for being in the show as like Austin, you weren't an actor to begin with, and you guys that were actors, how the experience differed coming into that show.
It was awful. To work with people that aren't trained actors is very difficult. I'm totally kidding. I have very dry humor. So, no, I mean, I wasn't a martial artist, I was a gymnast, actually. And so, before we started filming, Amy Jo and I, because we were gymnasts, we had to train for like a month, just like in martial arts type stuff with our stunt coordinators. I lost the question. I got old.
It's so hard working with untrained actors.
But no, I mean, everybody brought something to their own character. I mean, I was probably the least not like my character, so I had to like really do a lot of research for Billy and use the dictionary to say and learn big words. So I understood what I was saying and all that. But we each, had challenges in our roles. So me, I was challenged. I was a good gymnast. I could flip around and all that stuff, but I didn't know martial arts. So I'd work on that, and other people had work on acting. But I thought everybody did a good job. I mean, people that weren't so-called trained actors really brought a lot to their characters. So I was always impressed.
Yeah, you had to really just kind of be fearless. I mean, we came on a show and it was a well-oiled machine by the time we got there. And so, we didn't know, I didn't know you had to stand on your mark or you had to do certain things. And I remember everybody was very accommodating. They were like, make sure when you walk in, you land here. And, it kind of took a couple times of getting used to that kind of stuff. But luckily for us, the producing team was very, they just kind of were like, well, what would you do in this situation? So we did kind of pull from our own personal, experience. But I mean, it was always a challenge to learn a lot of lines. We shot a lot of episodes. We did about 4 every 2 weeks, so there was a lot of dialogue. So you'd go in, let's say we're in the command center, and you'd shoot 4 episodes, but it was every scene in the command center for all 4 episodes. So you're constantly changing clothes, and you just shot that whole place out. And then the next day you were at the juice bar, and the next day you were in class, and you were at the park. So it was confusing because a lot of times we were shooting out of sequence and, we'd shoot episode 3 and 6 and, you would be like, huh? You didn't know how it really all went together, but, we just had fun with it. You kind of at some point you just let go of the nerves and you just say, I'm willing to do it, and you get used to it. Thank you.
Question. Hi, David from Plainville. So a while ago, Saban, along with Lionsgate, announced that they're going to do a reboot movie of PR. And I was just wondering what you guys first wanted to see in it.
A paycheck. Yeah. I'd just like to see it happen. I mean, I'm curious if it's going to happen or not. I mean, there's many a slip twixt to cup and a lip. So,
what does that mean?
You say, I'm going to have a drink. By the time it gets to these lips, it'll be like, oh, and not get to the lips. So I'm hoping it gets through your lips.
Interesting.
And moving right now.
I'm hoping it's everything you ever hoped it would be, because you guys have been waiting 20 plus years for another MMPR. You've been wanting a reboot. You've been wanting to see, this series. It's so near and dear to so many people's hearts that I hope it's everything you want. And I wouldn't mind if we, all were able to make some sort of an appearance. I mean, that would be great. I think that's a cool throwback. But it will only happen if you guys voice that you want that to happen, because they are not a sentimental bunch. So let them know.
Well, I hope they really go far out. One of the things about Power Rangers is that because it's still on the show, Saban Brands has had to, and understandably so, keep it close to the vest. They didn't want to destroy an ongoing property. I hope they kind of do what The Simpsons did, which is like, you know what? It's been on for 20 years. If it goes off the air, who cares? Make the best product you possibly can. Not worry so much about, any collateral damage.
Yeah.
I think what she was talking about is really the way that it sits. You guys, you're here to hear what we have to say, but I need you to understand that your voice really is what drove our show and does today. So you go to Saban, go to Saban Brands, get on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of your social media, and let your voice be heard. Tell people what you want to see. Tell people how you want it to go, who you want to see there. Let your voice be heard. That's what America's about.
Yeah.
Put it out there and have your friends do the same. That's hopefully how it'll go.
Yeah, we're in such a powerful day and age, and with social media, you guys drive everything. I'm telling you, anything you gravitate towards, they take, Hollywood listens. Like the fact that 12 million people watch that edgy Power Ranger band reboot, I'm sure they had to listen to a certain extent. I mean, 12 million people watched it.
Thank you, good question.
Thank you, good question.
Hi. Hey.
I know, it's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah, it's a weird thing. My name is Shane. I'm from Munson, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And I have a question. You guys probably answered this going around it, but what was it like being cast, at the audition for Power Rangers? What was it like?
What was the audition process like?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I had 8 auditions. When I tell the story, I auditioned for the role of Jason, the Red Ranger, 3 times, and I knew I wasn't going to get that role. So I asked the casting director and producers if I could read for Billy, and I had to beg, really, because there was one producer in the audience that did not want me to read for it. Oh yeah. And so you do. So I had to beg to read for it, and I auditioned for Billy. But for my auditions, they were a little bit different than Austin's. Mine were all dialogue to begin with, and they just asked me if I could do gymnastics, dance, or martial arts, and I said I was a gymnast. I didn't have to show anything until the probably 4th or 5th audition. And I just remember one big audition. We had to go to a gym, and there was probably 50 people that were cast. They kind of whittled it down from the thousands. And there was 50 people, and then we had to sit in front of all the producers and either do a martial arts kata, or if you're a gymnast like me, you had to tumble, and if you're a dancer, you had to do a dancing routine. So eventually, it got down to 3 separate casts, and there was an A, B, and C. Austin and I, were we A? Do you remember? Or B or something?
I think we were the middle.
Yeah. So we were the middle cast, and we went in front of Fox Kids at that time, the network, and they chose which cast they thought was going to be the best, and we were the lucky ones, because we were the best.
And we still are.
It was a little different for me, because I came on, obviously, in the middle of season 2. But it was funny, because they were searching all over the United States for 3 people. We didn't know we were going to be Rangers. And Johnny, Steve, and myself, we all auditioned out of Dallas. And probably 4 days later, or 3 days later, they called us and said, can you come to LA tomorrow and audition for producers? And we were like, absolutely. We were all on a plane that morning, that afternoon, we auditioned. I mean, it was probably about a 3-hour process of going in and going out, just kind of doing it over and over. And they eventually put us 3 together. And we went in as group A or whatever. And then they switched us up, and I kind of went in with another group, and then they brought us in together, 3 of us, and we just sat there and talked to them for 20 minutes. And then they put us all in a room. It was probably 15 people at this point. And they were like, okay, so you, and you got the part. And we were like, yeah! And the other people were crying, and we were like, oh, shoot. So it was a weird situation, but we were super excited. So we were Power Rangers within 4 days. It's crazy.
Great question, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just so you guys know, he originally auditioned for the role of Billy. But see, he did not get it. That's more common.
Yeah.
You know why? Because Art, the guy who actually got the role of Billy, originally was supposed to be Jason. And then he decided he wants to play Billy. And the rest of us are like, we're going to throw a pilot on you for the next 8 years.
How did you get your part, though? That's an interesting story. I've heard it before. How'd you get your part?
Like David giving me a bump ride.
You have a good story. Yeah.
Well, so I auditioned for
Billy. Him.
And I didn't get it, obviously, because they wanted that was nerdy looking, but some of them were beautiful. So then in the meantime, when they cast, the original Skull, and he was like a big guy. He was like, he was like really scary. So they decided he was a big guy. He was really intimidating. He kind of had a lazy eye. He was a stunt guy, and he wasn't much of an actor. So they made Paul Schreier the leader. And then they said, oh, this guy's not a very good psychic. So they, about 4 days before they were going to start filming, said, okay, go back to the original pile and just pick whomever, anyone ugly. We'll bring him to audition. And so they picked me from the rejects. so then they...
No, I think that was fake.
What?
I think it was fake that you were supposed to...
Oh, I think it was fake. Yeah, it was fake. So, and that's the thing. I showed up, and they didn't have very good size for me. I went straight from work. I was working at Ford at the time, in the parts department, so I go with the leather jacket. I'm all crazy. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And I was about as obnoxious as I possibly could get. And I had to improvise because the sides weren't very good. And that's pretty much how I got it.
And I do gotta say, he's probably one of the most talented actors I know.
Yes, like one of the most talented improvisational actors who are probably left. Great at improv.
He's also studied and achieved his doctorate and teaches at
Concordia University, Chicago.
So if you're looking for lessons, that guy.
I've studied under Dr. Narvy.
She was my first pupil, my first only pupil, my first private pupil, absolutely.
Oh, I'm honored. No, he's amazing. Amazing coach.
Alright, sorry.
Next.
Sorry.
Hi guys. One of the biggest scenes I always remember was when the Thunderstorms blew up. That was dramatic.
The Thunderswords or Megazords?
The Thunderstorm.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Just wanted
That just made me think, what was you guys' favorite Megazords?
Mine, I'll always be... You like the Dragozord? I'll always enjoy the Triceratops for myself, but I did like the Wolf Sword from the movie as well. And the Unicorn. I was a unicorn.
I love for people to boogie with the bear. So, that was just, I don't know. I loved them all though. They were all cool.
I remember when they told me my sword was going to be a T-Rex. I was like, that's bad. And then I had a Red Dragon Thunder Sword. And then I thought I couldn't get any bigger or meaner. And I came back as a Gold Ranger. And then I had like a pyramid.
How do you draw your
What you couldn't see is that I would park the Tyrannosaurus and the Red Dragon in the pyramid, and it was like a Flintstones car. So I'm not sure which one was my favorite, but they were all really cool.
Thank you.
Thanks guys.
Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm from Angel Grove.
Hey!
Nice.
It's 2015. Where do you see your characters now?
Well, I see them in the right here, right? You should get that check, man. That's...
It's a stigma.
I see that after 20 years, I think in some ways, not just us for you, but I know you for me, and probably the others, I think we're both still shaping each other's hearts and minds. And I think it's pretty incredible.
So deep.
Oh yeah. I was not that deep. I was like, well, Billy's in space. So,
At a peace conference.
no, I would still see Billy traveling the universe. Is that what you mean? Like, where were our characters 20 years from now? Yeah, I think the way that Billy left the show ended up being a good thing. Like, he got sent away to Avatar and married a half-fish person and had probably a couple fish babies. And,
mermaids.
a couple little mermaids and mermen. And, he's out traveling the universe. So I think it's kind of cool.
Sorry. Aisha, she left Africa. And she went like real deep undercover. And she went into pop music. And Aisha's Beyonce. Yes. Thank you everyone.
Well, Skull's filthy rich somehow, so I think it's one of two things. Okay, I think he could have worked in insurance, like working for like an architectural firm. And here's how: he was showed this building and you're like, it's gonna fall down! And he's the only person that could realize that the whole freaking city. And somehow the 80s managed to get filthy rich on that.
Yeah, it's a construction.
Yeah, so that's what it was.
We rebuilt.
We rebuilt, so thank you.
You're welcome.
I am really short on that. Alright.
It's all right, me too.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, shortstop.
My name is Delaney and I'm from New York. If you had to be another ranger from the one that you were assigned as, what would you be?
I couldn't do it. I'm Aisha. Through and through. Aisha Campbell for president. Beyonce.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all going to feel I can only speak for me, but I'm so humbled and grateful to have played Billy because he's such a special character to me that I really can't imagine wanting to have played any other character because Billy got to be such a nerdy guy and he got to evolve as a young man, and I just loved that whole growth that I got to experience with my character, so I wouldn't want to play anybody else.
I think I'm probably, if each of you were to imagine who else you would be in your life, it's kind of hard to think outside that box. I think Tyrannosaurus. That's where I live. Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to be Billy! I wanted to be Billy, that's all I wanted!
So close, yet so far away.
Yeah, Power Rangers traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. We all wanted to be Billy.
Hang in there, Skull, it all gets better soon.
Oh my god, it's Frank Zappa! Hey, how are you, buddy?
That's actually the first time somebody's ever called me Frank Zappa. I've gotten Dave Grohl, John Lennon, Adam Sandler's kid, George from Rubber Soul, as well as Ringo from Rubber Soul.
Who's the judge on America's Got Talent? He's got the same hair. Howard Stern.
Howard Stern.
I can see that hair. You're much better looking, but just some similar hair.
Okay. So I guess before I ask, I also want to say, Skull, I'm going for my master's.
Are you? Good.
Master's in history.
History?
Yeah.
Yes! What type of history? Hang on. Everyone turn your back for talking. What kind of history?
That's the thing. I actually wish I didn't have to specialize.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Choose what specialty you're going to do in the next year, basically.
Yeah.
Let's start with the general area and then we can whittle it down. We'll work on this.
No, yeah.
Just start with Power Rangers history and you'll be fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that could actually work. But in terms of actually just speaking of, how do I put this? Like, just aspirations and dreams, I guess. Let's say that the clock turned back so many years, just way before you guys ever thought you'd ever be Power Rangers. If you guys could see yourself almost doing anything else, like in terms of, like just way before you ever thought you could be Power Rangers, if you probably weren't Power Rangers, what would you guys probably see yourselves doing?
Well, I did it. I finished up my bachelor's. I got my second degree in emergency medicine. And then I went and became a medic, a firefighter, a tactical medical operator. I spent 12 years running 911 in the DC area. Then I spent 4 years doing it in the Middle East next to America's greatest. And now I'm home.
Well, I just want to say thank you for your service.
For me, I honestly, from the moment I was little, I picture I was 2 years old and I had a microphone and I wanted to be on stage some sort of way. I started off in the industry as a singer. I was in a group and I had a record deal with A&M Records, and so I just wanted to be in the entertainment industry, whether it be singing, acting. I thought I could model at one point, but I was way too short. I think I would have just ended up probably getting into theater or teaching, acting, something. Writing, I love to write, so it's just, I'm a very creative person.
Hey, Theater Geeks Unite.
Yes!
Theater Major too.
Love it.
What school?
Roger Williams in Rhode Island.
Oh, you're kidding me!
History, theater, double major, film studies, minor.
We gotta talk.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Man after his heart.
I mean, I always wanted to be an actor too since the time I was 7. So that's always my thought. If I couldn't choose that, I would probably be a lawyer or something to do with real estate, because those are two of my passions still. Like, I like to argue with people and
Yes.
improve people wrong.
Yes.
Be a good lawyer. No.
Yes! You proved me wrong last night, yeah. He didn't say it was not a good idea to go out all night last night drinking. He was right!
Yes.
I concur.
So what about you?
I'd be in jail. I don't know what I would have done, like you guys. I mean, I could be an actor and nothing else. It's the only thing I ever excelled at, and I could not have gone to academia without the years that I spent on Power Rangers, because I didn't have grades. All my friends really ended up, did not go to theater, ended up in jail, or worse. So, thank God. You'll never hear this ever said again, but thank God for Power Rangers, because...
He's so talented though, so it's like, yeah, it's one of those things, when you have a passion, you just gotta go for it. And whether you're working on the #1 kids show in the world, or you're, traveling the world, meeting, people, you gotta just keep going for it. I still consider myself pounding the pavement in Hollywood. I mean, it's one of those things, I'll never not be an actor.
Well, like I said, it's true. I know so many actors. I mean, obviously, we are truly blessed to be able to, 20 years later, have people even know one thing we did as actors. Okay, to have made a living for a while on it it just doesn't happen.
Right.
The people that I know that are actors that still have day jobs are still loving the fact that they're acting. They would do it for practically nothing.
Yeah, it's not about fame.
It's not about fame. That cannot be the end goal of what you do, just money and fame. Hell with that. Okay? It is a fickle business. But if you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life.
Right.
Hey guys, we got about 7 minutes, so why don't we do 8 questions?
Let's do lightning round.
And I want to prep everybody that's going to stay. If you have a phone that gets on the internet, break it out and have it ready. At the end, I'm going to make a special request.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Power questions. Quick.
I am Steve from Massachusetts, Connecticut. I don't know what to say. Somebody took my question. I spent this all this time thinking.
If you just stand there and look beautiful, I would be happy.
There is one question I thought of, but it's kind of awkward. Is it? I'm sure people have told you that they had crushes on you when they were kids. Is that? How do you react to that?
Is she coming on to us?
Yeah.
I knew I should have taken a shower. It always makes me feel warm and special. It's pretty awesome.
It's awesome. The guy told me this morning, he goes, yeah, my heart fluttered before I walked up and said hi to him.
No, you said.
And I was like, oh, like.
He said the same thing to me. No.
And I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome to be someone's first crush or something.
Well, I have my crush on Billy.
Oh! I still ain't cross on Billy.
You're gonna get a kiss after, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, rapid fire.
Hi, I'm Brian from Rocky Hill, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I was just wondering how it felt to be able to make graphics flow just by poker.
Nice.
And what? Bam.
It was really hard to lip sync that because they were bringing the Japanese footage. It was like a bad Chinese movie. It was like, now you must pay. I will kill you. So having to do it while you were walking like an Egyptian was, it took some training, years actually.
Good question. Thank you.
Sorry, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hi, you guys see me earlier. I'm Sarah Jane from Massachusetts, and I was wondering, what was probably one of the most touching moments you had as when you were on the show?
It's the last question, looks like, guys.
Wow, they really is special.
I think for me, Dave, you and I were in New York, and with Walter and the other cast, and we went to a hospital for terminally ill children. And we got to see, well, we weren't sure at first whether it was a boy or a girl, do the ball. And this child was terminal, maybe 8. And there was 2 pink buckets on the bed, the way I remember this. And he was playing with 2 Power Ranger dolls. I don't remember which colors, but he was playing. And you would put one in, take one out, and you had the collection, obviously. And then in the midst of playing, he would lean over and puke. I mean, hard. And then he would just wipe his mouth and go right back to playing, like he was breathing oxygen. That's how used to it he was. And they wouldn't let us into the room because he was that ill. They didn't want germs in the room. So we kind of rapped on the window, and he looked over, and he just lit up. This huge grin. And it brought tears to my eyes. I was blown away. And
You're making me cry.
it was just powerful. And still special.
Yeah, we were really involved in Make-A-Wish Foundation, so I mean, kids would come all the time, and it was always heartbreaking. But
Glad to be part of it. I mean,
yeah.
the fact that we were able to do that for so many kids and just like, you know, they have, kids that are terminally ill have to go through so much, you know, anybody that's terminally ill, but to be able to, like what Austin said, just put a smile on a kid's face, you know, when they're going through so much has been an amazing and humbling gift for all of us, so we're very proud to be part of that.
I have to thank you for that for my own life as well.
You're welcome, thank you for sharing that.
Well, I have one request. I'd love to do it Morphin time with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You guys get down with that? Oh, yeah. All right. Are you guys good? So, everybody up. Everybody break down cameras. Here's what I would love. For everybody that has whatever your social media platform is, turn it on, record this Morphin time. So that people get shots of the crowd, get shots of your neighbors, get shots up here. And then everybody post it all across social media and tag our pages and tell us what you think of the panel and some special memory that you had as a child here for our show. Would you guys do that? Would you? Awesome. I would love that. So I'm just going to call, I'm going to say, what ranger should he be? What's his Zord? He'd like the Vulcan. He should have the Vulcasaurus. The Vulcasaurus. Vulcasaurus. I turned Vulc suddenly. Skolosaurus. All right. So I'll call it. Here's Morphin time. Tyrannosaurus. Do it out line. All right. You ready? Let's get a count of 3. 1. It's Morphin time. Tyrannosaurus. Triceratops. If you guys want to go to Survival Within Facebook and give it a like, that is a new movie I'm working on. I'd love to see you there.